India's Index of Industrial Production numbers came out earlier today. To discuss the IIP numbers and significance of these numbers, I have with me today Anil Padmanabhan, Deputy Managing Editor, Mint. Welcome, Anil. Anil, first of all, give us an idea of the numbers. What are the significant numbers? What sort of jumped out at you in the beginning?
See, these numbers are very significant because they are showing very clearly that the worst is over for the economy. So it's bottoming out. Now, the big issue is whether there will be a recovery or not. If you just back up and look at the economic survey which came out earlier this week, which clearly signaled that there is a recovery which is likely in the third quarter. And it also ties in very significantly with the budget, which, as you know, was a big gamble on growth presaged on huge borrowings. So a recovery, if it comes through, is very significant and critical for the balancing of the budget.
And do you see anything that is sustainable? Is it an indicator of quarters to come, the numbers that have come now?
See, first, initial signals are positive. I mean, this common term, green shoots, as it were. But if you look at the Purchasing Managers Index, which is basically on the inventories and the accumulations made by purchase managers, it's up. Then, for instance, non-oil imports, which is less of oil imports. Oil, as you know, is a very significant component of India's imports. Is a broad kind of proxy about what's happening. It was contracting at something like 32% in December last year. It's decelerated to 25%. So there is a kind of let up. So everything is pointing to a scenario where we have hit a bottom. Now, there are indications that some sectors are picking up. Certainly, it looks like we might be in for a good Q3, but it again depends on two factors, a normal monsoon and the US economy bottoming out.
Now, is it good news for Pranab Mukherjee? Does it support his optimism in the budget to sort of take care of the deficit that he's planning?
Doesn't yet support his optimism, but certainly it will be good news, and not only him, but every analyst will be watching June data, which comes through whether these green shoots really sustain themselves or not. But absolutely, it is very critical for Pranab Mukherjee because he has, like I said earlier, staked his budget on growth. And any recovery will obviously mean better tax revenues and easier balancing of his budget.
And sort of top numbers aside, when you disaggregate the reports that have come through, what's the short-term, medium-term, long-term impacts?
A good question. See, there are a very clear trend. There's consumer durables demand has picked up because the production is up. But the point, so clearly short-run demand is doing well, which is good news as far as Pranab Mukherjee goes. But the bad news is that capital goods, which is a proxy for investment in the economy, is not doing too well, is decelerating, which means that if investment demand doesn't happen, the multiplier in the economy will not be that significant. So medium-term growth prospects come under risk.
Thank you, Anil. So the IIP numbers are good, but are they good enough to make us optimistic about the long term? That we will still need to wait and see. Thank you.